forget it to be happy. Does the painful scars of the past continue to linger in your life? As I get older, I take out the past one by one and watch it. And there are many sleepless nights, the miserable memories I tried to forget because of pain. And the memories I hid deeply in my heart are so precious that I capture my present life. Then, even if I struggle to forget, I often find myself trapped in the grave of many unforgettable memories. Life tied to memories of the past becomes the standard of everything. The body lives in the present, but the mind lives in the past. Whether it is a good memory or a bad memory, we cannot enjoy a free life if we are bound by it and not free. So, how can we be free from memories of the past? To make happiness into happiness is to forget. The power of oblivion. Since childhood, we have been taught that promises must be kept at home and at school. So, when we fail to keep our promises, we feel sorry and remorseful. However, oblivion is the reason we forget our promises. Forgetting is an active deterrent ability that only accepts what we select and choose. Nietzsche compares the process of forgetting to physical digestion. Just as we are not conscious of the entire thousands of processes when we eat and digest food, forgetting is a process that allows us to digest what we have experienced, accepted, and remembered in the past so that we do not come to consciousness. Nietzsche explains the three utility of forgetting in the genealogy of morality. First, forgetting allows us to take a break. In order not to lose competition with others, we must push ourselves hard to reach the highest ideal. However, Nietzsche says that every time he does that, he feels out of breath and has no choice but to stop in the middle of the track. At this time, what we need is rest. He says that rest is essential to keep a calm and bright mind. Forgetting temporarily closes the doors and windows of consciousness. As such, active oblivion is a force that allows our souls to maintain order, stability, and courtesy. Second, forgetting gives you time to heal and grow wounds. Along with formative power, many middle-aged people are spending more painful times than any other period, with memories of indelible wounds such as the sudden death of a loved family or friend, separation or divorce from a spouse, and business failure. Because of the weight of the wound, they cannot move toward new things and live a stagnant life. Eventually, trauma becomes more common in middle age than ever. How does Nietzsche say that trauma can be relieved? He says in An Temporal Review II, in order for the past not to dig a grave in the present, it is necessary to know exactly how great the formative power is. In the dictionary sense, the power to form and achieve shape. Nietzsche says that the formative power is the ability to grow in one's own way and transform what is unfamiliar with the past into one's own. In other words, the power to heal wounds of the past, replace what is lost, and replicate broken forms by oneself is the formative power. There is a huge difference depending on whether or not you own formative power. First of all, a person who does not possess formative power falls into unhappiness, even with a single small wound. On the other hand, a person who possesses formative power can maintain a healthy composure without being affected, no matter how rough and terrible life disasters arise. Third, there is an empty space in the consciousness of accepting new things. In order to accept something new, we need to make some room. The more we forget, the higher our happiness index is. We have lived a life marked by memories left by various unfortunate events, such as the love of choosing to separate, the sadness of not seeing my late parents again, the anger and hatred toward someone who made me fall, and the defeat due to sudden failure. A person bound by these memories of the past cannot live while affirming this moment as it is. Only when negative emotions of the past are abandoned there is space for the present life to enter. 2 tools you need to live healthy. We experience life and remember it. Memories that have the opposite meaning to oblivion are not necessarily objects that must be erased like painful wounds. Nietzsche says that memory is an active state of desire to remove oblivion and rather never forget it. As in the case of keeping a promise, memory is not a passive state that cannot escape from an impression once engraved, such as trauma, a memory of a wound. Memory is the action of a positive will, such as I want to or I will. Therefore, Nietzsche says that if you use the memory of the original will well, you can form the future as you wish, even if memory is important. Nietzsche emphasizes the importance of forgetting more. The power to forget is the power and means to make humans happy continuously. He says, what makes happiness, even in the smallest and greatest happiness, is that you can forget it. Forgetting and happiness are proportional. If we cannot forget the past and stand still with regret and fear at the threshold of every moment's life, we will never be happy in this moment. If distracting thoughts continue to accumulate in our heads, perhaps our heads will burst into piles of emotional garbage. We must learn to forget and break with ourselves, who are always hanging on to the past. Forgetting and memory are essential tools for us to live a healthy and good life. For a healthy life, it is important to harmonize and balance forgetting and memory.